hurricane, a tidal wave. Essence perfect, life looks brilliant, give me more of this. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You're firing me, firing me. Yeah, you're firing me, firing me.
And boom, just like that, it's Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's party time with the Video Bros. I'm one half of that team. I'm Bobby Munson, and the man beside me, he's the man with the angelic voice, so sing it with me, people. Papa Smokes! Papa Smokes, happy Thursday. How are you doing, my brother?
Woo, I'm doing great, Munson. Awesome intro. I'm excited to be here tonight. Interesting topic to talk about. we're rolling with Ring Respect Radio, baby.
We really are, and it's just not a great night until Bobby Stats is up in the house. Bobby, how are you doing, brother?
Bobby.
Thanks for coming in and joining us here because we need at least one participant taking part in this championship tournament that we are going to go through. It is going to be an interesting topic, Papa Smokes. I know I haven't even shown you the brackets here, so I'm going to get you to play along with the crowd here. Give your opinions, your thoughts. You could be the tiebreaker if we need it at any point in time, but essentially we will default to the live viewing audience for the overall here. Bobby saying he is doing good. I am happy to hear that, Bobby. Thank you. And Papa Smokes, we also we've got something coming up here next week on Ring Respect Radio. I believe that we have a planned trip through the territories that we're going to do. I believe, did you get my text message about the region? All right. So because of the announcement that the War Games is coming to Vancouver, Canada, we thought we'd take you all on a little trip to our neck of the woods, Western Canada here, and the Vancouver territory. That is going to be the subject for next week's trip through the territories. I'm stoked for this, Pop Smokes.
So am I, Munson, and this is one of those ones that's just going to be especially dear to my heart because this is the first wrestling TV program I watched as a tiny, tiny child, 5 years old and all that stuff. All-Star Wrestling from Vancouver with promoter Al Tomko. We're going to get all into that. I've already been watching some stuff, Munson, and it's just so many little names and nuances that I forgot. I'm just loving doing research for this already.
Oh, can't wait for it. I think it couldn't be any better timing, too, with, of course, them making this big announcement of War Games making its way to Vancouver, so now we can try to help educate y'all on our neck of the woods, Vancouver, and of course on what got Papa Smokes into watching professional wrestling in the first place. But, Papa Smokes, we were talking about Bloodsport recently. We reviewed the last Bloodsport event, not the most recent one. We would like to get around to that sometime soon, hopefully. But I thought, we talked about whether we would be doing a review of Bloodsport tonight or whether we would be doing our championship tournament. I was like, you know what? Why can't we combine the best of both those worlds into one Ring Respect Radio, where we're bringing you the championship tournament, Bloodsport style. So this is very MMA related kind of style. Every competitor I picked has some sort of MMA style shoot fighting background to them. So that is why maybe there is some omissions from this particular tournament. 8 ladies, 8 men, each have their own tournament. We're going to come up with a champion for both sides. And then we're going to come up with the overall champion of all champions right here tonight. So I think there's no better time than the present to get this ball rolling here, Papa Smokes, because we got 16 competitors to get through. So, Bobby, we need you. We need you, Bobby Stats. So we're listening, my friend. Here we go. Match number 1 on the men's side of this tournament. We have got Filthy Tom Lawler taking on someone we're very, very familiar with here in Canada, Smokes. We're talking about the Danger Zone, Mitch Clark.
Oh, my word.
Versus Mitch Clark, round 1 in this tournament, Bloodsport style. Here we go. So, Bobby, let me know who you're going to pick as a winner, and then I want to get Papa Smokes' thoughts on who he would select. And I had to go here. Bass is in the house. Bass, my man.
All right.
Bass, you got to play along, brother. You got to play along. We're doing the championship tournament. Let me know, round 1, Filthy Tom Lawler or Danger Zone Mitch Clark. Who you got in this one?
Hudson, you always make some of those matchups difficult to pick. This one extremely so also.
Well, I'm going to make this extremely difficult for you there, Papa Smokes, because you're going to be my tiebreaker, my man. Because we got Bobby Stats saying he's going Filthy Tom Lawler, but our boy Bass is saying he's going
God.
So we're putting the power in the hands of Papa Smokes. Do you put through Filthy Tom, who we've talked about many times on this channel, or do you put through our good, close, personal friend, Danger Zone Mitch Clark?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Munson. That's what makes it hard to pick, is you and I know Mitch to be such an excellent, nice guy. I don't want to not pick against him.
Hold on. I might have got your solution here, though, Pop Smokes. Might have found a solution. Andre's in the house. Maybe Andre can break this tie for us.
Yes, please. I don't want to pick.
All right. Andre, we're going to put it all on you, my friend. So round 1 of our Viewers' Choice Championship tournament featuring shoot fighters in a Bloodsport type style tournament. Round 1, it's Filthy Tom Lawler versus Mitch Clark. Andre, break that tie. Who wins in that fight?
Lucky Mel Ball's not here. We know who she'd pick.
Oh, it would be Filthy Tom all the way, 100%.
Oh, she'd pick against him.
Oh, you even missed it at the last MLW show. One of the highlights of the entire show was Filthy Tom ripped off his short shorts in the middle of the ring to reveal shorter shorts underneath. It was
awesome.
To die for.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm not making this one easy on anyone. We could be here all night with a round 1 selection here.
Yeah,
come on, Andre, you got to break this tie for us, brother. Bobby's laughing. Bobby's laughing. You know it's a good night whenever Bobby's laughing away. You've done something right. But come on, Andre, give me a name, man. Trust me. I put it this way: I won't tell either of them what you said. I promise you. You gonna go with Mitch Clark because he's your boy? All right, then.
All right.
Filthy Tom is stepping aside, and Mitch Clark is moving on to round number 2 because that's what the fans have asked for. All right, let's go over to the ladies' side. Oh, hold on here. Bass. Bobby, I love the haircut. Does the account as an extra vote for does that count as an extra vote for Mitch? Well, I appreciate the compliment. Thank you. And it didn't matter because Mitch went on. So it's all good. But yeah, here we go. We're going to go over to the ladies' side of the tournament brackets now. Round 1, Shayna Baszler versus Nicole Savoy. Who do you guys got? I mean, Shayna has been on a tear in Bloodsport. 2 victories now, back-to-back in Bloodsport tournaments. But Nicole Savoy is definitely a danger when it comes to the MMA world as well, too. So this one could be a very tough encounter indeed. So I'm curious to know from the live viewing audience, who you got? Shayna Baszler or Nicole Savoy? Definitely got an answer coming in from Bobby already. Just looking to see what Andre Ambassador might come back with, or at least if we can get one more vote in. We'll see where this lands. There we go. We got Bobby saying Shayna. Bass is saying Shayna. Andre, feel free to still give me your answer, but that's going to be a clear victory on the side of the lady side for Shayna Baszler. Moving on in this one as well, too. Bass saying that she scares you. She should scare you. She's tough. She's mean. She can hurt you. That's a good thing. I like when there are people in wrestling who scare me. I should be afraid of professional wrestlers. I should always be afraid of professional wrestlers.
I watched the highlights of the Bloodsport that just happened on WrestleMania weekend. The number 11, Shayna Baszler, tombstones her opponent's head almost through the mat. It looks pretty nasty. Yeah, that scares me.
Oh, yeah. No, Shayna's great. Always has been. So I'm glad she's moving on in this one. No disrespect to Nicole Savoy, of course, but Shayna, a very good talent and especially dangerous talent when it comes to this style of shoot fighting. Going on back over to the men's side of the fence, our next first round pick, it's Josh Barnett taking on Ken Shamrock. Yes, Ken Shamrock and
Ken Shamrock.
Barnett. Yeah, Ken Shamrock.
All right.
And trust me, he's not even the oldest selection in this tournament. You will find that out in the very next couple of picks after this. So,
well, I'm sure Murder Grandpa has to be in this somewhere too.
Not in this one, actually. Believe it or not.
Interesting
ones for you. Bob, you saying like Janai Kai? She scared me when I watch her matches. Exactly. That's what makes her great. So,
she's got the people talk about facials. That's one girl that has them. She looks crazy and mean. She looks like she's out of control of her actions.
You bet. That's exactly right. And looks like Josh Barnett is going to steal the show here in round 1. Poor Kenny Shamrock being left in the dust. Josh Barnett moving on. That means Josh Barnett's going to be taking on Mitch Clark in the next round of our tournament. So I'm curious to see what everyone thinks once we roll over to there. So here we go on over to the lady side. First round matchup. Marina Shafir taking on Sonya Deville. That should be quite the interesting choice there. A lot of people should be familiar with these two ladies, a couple of ladies that are in the modern era of professional wrestling. But yes, both with very, very prestigious backgrounds in the MMA world as well, too. Two very dangerous ladies. Bobby already in with his answer, just waiting on Bass to give me an answer to decide if this is going to go to a tiebreaker and put the onus back on Pop Smokes, or if we're going to have a clear. Oh, no, we got a clear winner. Clear winner. We don't have to put any pressure on you tonight, Pop Smokes. The crowd are speaking, and they're saying they want Sonya Deville for the next round.
Oh, wow.
So Marina Shafir being left behind. Sonya is moving on, but oh no, she's going to be taking on Shayna Baszler in the next round. So wait till we get there and see what you guys think at that point in time. All right. So moving on back over, and I told you, Pop Smokes, not the oldest person in the tournament. We got a couple of oldies coming up on the next couple on the men's side. I got 3 more blasts from the past for you, including 2 blasts from the past in this particular matchup. Round 1 match, it's Judo Gene LaBelle versus Dan the Beast Severn.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, talk about it. I had to do this.
Legends against legends. This is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted this to be a who's who kind of tournament. I mean, we're really going to get to the nitty gritty and find out what people think, what they remember about some of these fighters. Yeah, I have a feeling which way this. Yeah, I had a feeling I knew this was going to go this way in terms of the live viewing audience. Obviously, Dan the Beast Severn, the more modern of the two, because I hate the name. Oh, I can see and that's a bit of an inside joke to do with where we used to work right there, that Bass and I would be chuckling it up about him not liking the name Gene. But yes, the Beast is moving on. What would your thoughts have been on that, Pop Smokes? I'm just curious with those two.
It's a good one, but I would have gone with Gene LaBelle. He probably taught Dan Severn. Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. So I kind of figured he probably wouldn't be the popular pick amongst the fans due to just how much earlier in the game he was. So.
Yeah, his stuff isn't out there. There was no MMA fighting really when he was around.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, moving on over to the ladies' side, we got Paige Van Zant taking on Ronda Rousey in her first round here. So
oh boy,
curious to know who you got in this one. We got who was once the most dangerous woman on the planet, or Paige Van Zant, who, I mean, again, came in at a later time than Ronda Rousey by a little bit and can be quite the ass kicker herself. See, Bobby's got his answer in, just waiting on Bass. See who Bass says, and we might have to go to a tiebreaker for all we know here, Bob Smokes. Sooner or later, these guys might put the pressure on you tonight.
Well, can't be any worse than round 1 there. I was just totally torn about that.
All right. Well, I'm going to put Bobby's answer on the screen. He does agree with Bass. Bass has a couple of choice words of what he thinks he's heard about Ronda, but we won't, out of respect, we're just not going to throw him on the screen there tonight. But thank you for chiming in with that, Bass. We do appreciate your honesty about that you've heard that she is that way. All right. Going back to the men's side, the final first round matchup. We've got, again, another blast from the past, Antonio Inoki, and he's taking on a little bit more of a modern name, Bobby Lashley.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Interesting. This could be interesting. Again, I think I know the direction the fans are going to go, Papa Smokes, but I do want to find out if it's not a tiebreaker situation, what your opinion would have been when it comes down to these two. We got Bass coming in saying he's going to go Lashley due to age. And we are going to go tie. We're going to put the pressure on Papa Smokes because Bobby went old school with Inoki. So we got Inoki and we got Bass with Lashley. Papa Smokes, break that tie for me, brother. Who are you putting through on this one?
I'm going to go with Inoki also because I think he has the skill to chop down the big strong man, although it'd be a tough one for sure, but I think he could do it.
Nice. Okay, so Inoki goes through, meaning that we've got Inoki and Dan the Beast Severn in the next round over on that side of the fence. So that coming up very soon. We got to find out the last one going through on the lady side. And while I was doing the research for this, I have heard of these two ladies through listening to Ed and Astra talk on Taking Over. Honestly, I haven't watched a lot of NXT. My knowledge of NXT has come from listening to Taking Over on Tuesday nights. So tune in for that. So I've heard these two names before and did not know that they both come from a mixed martial arts background. So I thought I'd throw them in here to throw a curveball because I did not realize the MMA background of these two ladies. So in this matchup, we got Nikita Lyons taking on Lola Vice. See what you can do with that one, chat. I know Bobby knows exactly who these two are. He probably could have told me the stats on both of them, including all their MMA records and everything. So,
yeah, I know who Nikita is. I've seen a few of her, shall we say, short videos, but yeah, they didn't have much to do with MMA fighting. But yeah, she has some kicks and stuff that she does every now and again, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Bobby coming in with his answer. Bass coming in with his, and we got another tie here, Papa Smokes.
Oh, God.
Bass saying Nikita because she's an Amazon woman, and Bobby saying Lola Vice. So, yeah, Bobby Stats telling you one thing. You got Bass telling you another. You've seen a little Nikita's work. Who are you going to put through on this one?
Yeah, I like it. The Amazon woman, Nikita.
Okay, perfect. Nikita's going to go through, but Bobby Stats coming in letting us know Lola Vice was an MMA fighter at Bellator before she was signed by the WWE.
Oh, wow.
Somebody to watch out for in the future as she continues to build her credentials with NXT. And again, I will make one last plug that whether you watch NXT or not, get all your latest information about NXT on Tuesday nights right here on the channel with Ed and Astrid. All right, so we're heading on over to the semi-final matchups here. Let's go over to the men's side of the fence. We got the Danger Zone, Mitch Clark taking on Josh Barnett in this matchup. So, chat, throwing it over to you. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Ed, watch you. Ed, please participate in this here. It is our Viewers' Choice Championship tournament. It is Bloodsport style with MMA-style fighters taking part. This match is Mitch Danger Zone Clark taking on Josh Barnett. So, Ed, if you want to give an answer as well, too. Either way, it looks like we have a resounding winner this time. And don't have to put the pressure on Papa Smokes to break any ties at all, as we got Bobby saying Josh Barnett, Basser saying Josh Barnett. So, Ed, give us your thoughts, but it looks like Josh Barnett is going to be going through to the final round on the men's side of the fence. Any surprise there, Papa Smokes, with Barnett making that far?
A little bit. I was kind of hoping that the Canadian side would come out the winner, just as Mitch got past the first round and everything. But hey, Barnett's got his name on it. He's probably going to advance.
You got it, yeah. But Ed did say Mitch Clark because he thinks Barnett sucks in the ring. So there's at least a vote on that side for our good buddy Mitch Clark. But Josh Barnett is going to the fight. Damn it, Cat! Do you really need to do that right now? that was not exactly a wise move for an old lady like you. Wow. Anyway, going back to this tournament and not the battle with my cat here at the station. Going over to the ladies' side semifinal matchup, we've got Shayna Baszler taking on Sonya Deville. So, chat, who do you got, Sonya or Shayna? I'm curious to see how this one lands, Papa Smokes. We saw both these ladies getting a resounding victory in their first round matchups here tonight. So curious to see which way the chat goes this time around. Will they be divided or will they be... Oh, well, right now they're divided. We got one vote Sonya, one vote Shayna, and here we go. So we got Sonya from Bobby, Shayna from Bass, and another Shayna from Ed. So there we go. Shayna taking a 2-1 victory here to make it to the finals on the ladies' side. So Shayna is going to be taking on the winner of the next matchup in that bracket. Going back over, we got to find out who Josh Barnett's fighting though. So in the semifinals, we got Dan the Beast Severn taking on Antonio Inoki. Who do we got, Chad? Who do we want to see taking on Josh Barnett in that final match? And Bobby saying, I like your haircut as well. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it. Went in, told them to take a little off the top, and they took a whole bunch, but it's okay. It always grows back. No, it's good.
That haircut's known as the Danger Zone, by the way.
It is the Danger Zone. No, it's great. Actually, the hairdresser that we have here in town where I live, we walked in on Saturday, and because everyone's long weekend, nobody's getting their hair cut, walked right in, sat right down, in and out in less than 10 minutes, basically. It was
Oh
fantastic.
yeah.
Man, this person cut my hair, just shooting the shit, talking about how things aren't the same as they used to be and everything like that. It was great. Love it. Love listening to people harp on about things. So, but we do have some answers here in the chat. It looks like Ed's going with Inoki on this one. Bobby, is going Antonio Inoki. Bass saying Dan the motherfucking beast Severn. And Ed also saying Severn was old when he was in WWE in the 90s. Yeah, but you know what? Old Dan Severn could still kick the shit out of any one of us. So, yeah. But either way, Inoki is going to win this one. So Antonio Inoki is going to be in the final against Josh Barnett on the men's side of things. What a matchup. You guys are fantastic. So what a fight. So let's find out who's going to take on Shayna Baszler in the finals of the ladies side of things. As we got the next round, it's Ronda Rousey taking on Nikita Lyons. I know who Ed is picking in this one already. 100% I know who Ed is picking in this fight. But let's find out. Let's find out exactly where this goes. So Ronda Rousey, Nikita Lyons. Who do we got here, folks? Oh, this should prove fun.
That would just look funny, that match. You know what I mean? That would just be hilarious to watch.
Oh man. Bass is saying sadly Ronda. Bobby saying Nikita. All right, Ed, man, it's all on you. Drum roll. Who's Ed gonna pick between these two? Oh, the suspense is killing me, Ed. The suspense is killing me. Who are you picking? Tell me now, sir. Tell me now. Or else I'm gonna make Papa Smokes break the tie on this one, and you might sadly be on the wrong side of the vote if that's the case. Come on, Ed. If you're still with us, who you got? Is it Ronda? Is it Nikita? Or else I'm giving you about another. Yeah, I'm giving you 10 seconds starting right now. If you haven't answered, I'm making Papa Smokes break this tie, and the decision is going to be final. And your gal Nikita might not be making it through. It's been in. Oh, come on, Ed. Say the name. Say the name. Break the tie. There we go. I knew it all along. I just wanted to string you along for it. Nikita Lyons is going to the final there after Ed comes through with the victory point. All right, here we go. So we're going to decide a winner on the men's side. We're going to decide a winner on the ladies' side. And then we're going to go and get all intergender up in this bitch. And we're going to have a winner overall between the ladies and the men's side of things. And we have completely lost Papa Smokes here, damn it. He is gone, but not forgotten. And he has returned. Here we go. We're going to add him to the stage. His screen is black, but his heart is still full of love. Papa Smokes, can you hear us? There he is.
Hey, I'm
coming
here.
in.
I'm
He's
back.
here.
I'm back.
All right. Welcome back, Papa Smokes. All right. So I was just getting ready to go so we can find out the winner of the men's side to start things off here. So we've got that final coming at you. Josh Barnett, Antonio Inoki. Who is your men's viewers' choice championship winner in these fights? We got Ed coming in quick on that one. No hesitation going with Antonio Inoki for this one.
All right, Ed.
Bass Bobby got. Oh, Bobby's going to make this difficult. He's going Josh Barnett. Bass, my man, this time it's up to you, my friend. Who do you got, buddy? Antonio Inoki or Josh Barnett? Oh, shit. Bass comes in, and it's a Josh Barnett victory. And your winner of the Viewers' Choice Championship Tournament, Bloodsport style, it is Josh Barnett. So Josh Barnett gets your win on that side, but let's see if he ends up picking up the overall victory when we go intergender up in here. We got to find a lady champion first, though. So Shayna Baszler, Nikita Lyons. Hold on here. What? Hold on here. Ed saying, I'm going to need to talk to Shiki Baby to beat up Bass. Don't give Shiki any bad ideas.
Yeah.
No. Bad Ed. Bad
It
Ed.
might be quite suggestible to do that.
You suggest she beat up people in general, and he's on board right away. So
Yeah.
please, Ed, no, don't. For the love of God, Bass has taken enough of a shit kicking at PPW already. We don't need to give Sheiky Baby any ideas here.
Even the babyface champ has got him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. In the face. All right. We know Bobby's already answered this one, but Shayna Baszler is taking on Nikita Lyons to decide the lady side of the fence. Bobby's coming in with his answer already. We got Bobby coming in saying he goes with Shayna. Ed's actually going with Shayna as well too. Ed's going that direction, not picking his lady Nikita. Bass, you can give your answer, but it does mean that by those 2 votes, that your winner on the lady side of the championship tournament of the world, Shayna Baszler. All right. And it was resounding, a 3-0 victory. Shayna cleaned up on this tournament here. So now the ultimate question. You got Josh Barnett on one side. You got Shayna Baszler on the other side. You have the opportunity to watch them kick the living shit out of one another. Who do you got, chat? Shayna Baszler versus Josh Barnett for the overall winner of the night.
You know, even in a shoot fight, I don't think that's as much of a mismatch as it might look like. Barnett's pretty big and heavy, but Baszler, I mean, no one underestimates her skill and the viciousness that she could bring to this, too.
You betcha.
Yeah.
Look at this already. Queen of Spades.
Bobby
We got
knows.
a Shayna quote. Yeah, it's making it pretty clear here.
Man.
And Barnett beats her 90%. Shayna wins. All right. So Bass had to go a little over the top for it. But that means that your overall winner of the Ring Respect Radio Viewers Choice Championship of the World, Shayna Baszler.
Wow.
Man, you guys, that's awesome. Yes, it's Shayna pulling off the big victory here and being your choice champion. Thank you very much, everybody, for participating in the live chat. But, we still got a little bit of time left, Pop Smoke, so we can shoot the shit, talk a little bit about what's going on lately. We can talk a little bit about PPW. PPW is going to be coming back on Saturday, September the 14th, so you can check out all the YouTube shows. Up until then, we will pretty much be almost caught up to real time by the time we land on September 14th there, Pop Smoke. So the YouTube side of the fence is going to be riding with us along with the tapings and everything like that. So before you even check out a live show, you can get all sorts of caught up. It's going to be fantastic.
And this show in September is going to be very interesting because this will be the last chance for PPW tag teams to impress management, to make a splash, to get noticed, and to get put on that October Halloween time show, which will be the card that puts belts on the top tag team, which crowns the first champions. And that's going to be a great big deal for PPW.
Yeah, it really will be. We'll get back to that thought in a moment. Bobby saying that NXT wrestler Dante Chen is at TNA tonight. You know what? That crossover between TNA and NXT right now has been absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic for both companies. The idea of sharing talent and sending them back and forth to keep things fresh. Who would have thought that would be a great idea? Like, wild. And Ed saying he needs Papa Smokes to watch an NXT match. He just forgets which one it was, but it was from the Great American Bash 2 weeks ago. Find out what match that is. Let Papa Smokes know. I'm sure he'll find a way to find it and watch it.
For sure.
Yeah. If Ed's recommending it, you know that it's got to be one that he knows you're going to enjoy, Papa Smokes. Either that or he's really got some sort of interest in finding out just how much you're going to really hate a match, kind of like I've done and pushed my limits a bit too much in the past.
If it ends up being humorous, I'm still down for it. But speaking of me and Ed, I'm interested to watch some more Chaotic. I watched a couple of matches here and there, but I kind of want to get caught up and maybe do a review show again. That was good.
Yeah, we could, you know what, even Ed want to join the two of us one of these nights, we could do a Chaotic review coming up here in a few weeks or a couple weeks or a few weeks. So Ed, let me know what Chaotic's got coming up that we could do, and let me know when you'd be available on Thursday night. We'd love to have you back on, and all three of us can rock and roll with some chaotic wrestling. Speaking of them, one of the names that's been working over there for a while is somebody that we got very used to over in the MLW side, Mr. Most Marketable. Have you seen that he's going after EC3 in the NWA World Heavyweight Championship there, Papa Smokes?
Yeah, just in the last couple days, I've seen a few tweets about that. I'm very impressed, and the more that Holiday can get his name out there, the better, because I just can't see how companies aren't interested in him. And on an independent level, they all are interested in him. Get the impression that he works however often and wherever he feels like it, kind of thing. But getting some reps in NWA and getting a little wider viewership there is going to be great for him. I really hope he takes the strap. That's a good one.
Yeah, nothing like shooting straight to the top over there. That's great for him. Bass, one of these days I like to drink beers with both of you, by the way. Done deal. Let's set it up. We keep saying it. Let's stop. Talk is cheap.
Yes.
Let's get her done. Like in the next week or two, tops at the absolute latest. Let's do whatever week of the day of the week works well for you, Pop Smokes. Let us both know, and we'll make the time, make that happen. Let's go tie one on, boys.
Sure.
TNA should be picking up Richard Holiday. Anybody should be picking up Richard Holiday. Anybody. But yes, TNA would be a great destination, especially with the crossover that they have going with NXT, because again, then Richard Holiday can become a shared talent. Ed mentioning that TNA hasn't gotten anything remotely same level as the three of that TNA is. And here's my thought on that, though, Ed. While TNA has sent over their bigger names to NXT, because I almost feel like you need to, and those names could eventually be snagged up by a company like the WWE once their contracts run up. I think that the fact that some of the lesser known names on NXT have gone the other direction, given some fresh talent to TNA to utilize over there and give them more opportunity to be seen by maybe an audience that doesn't watch NXT. There's a very strong possibility that they've never checked out NXT and they check out somebody in TNA and go, shit, I want to go find out that person's work. So I feel like I know where you're coming from on this. And at the same time, I do feel like there is a way to look at the benefits for TNA as well, too. Ed saying Janai Kai versus Megan Bain this Saturday. That's a chaotic match? Because damn, or is that just, where is that one at, Ed? Because I got to know. And yes, the promotion and the money plus the fresh talent has been great for TNA. Of course, 100%. Imagine the Joe Hendry pop on Raw. You know, I want to believe that Joe Hendry would get that level of a pop even on Monday Night Raw. The fact of the matter is that Raw is still watched by a lot of people who don't watch anything outside of WWE's main shows like Raw and SmackDown. So while you might have a section of the fans singing the song and doing all that, and he might get that pop if they can get the crowd behind him with the right crowd there, with the right people there, possibly. I don't think he's gone commercial enough to get that level of pop that everybody would hope, but I'm not saying that's never a possibility either. And Ed saying that match is at Beyond Wrestling. I want to check that shit out. That sounds like a good match. Bobby saying it's nice to see young green talents get an opportunity as wrestlers at TNA and maybe get to wrestle at Marigold 2 in the NXT level. Yeah. Once he debuts in the Rumble, that's probably a way better option. I 100% agree with Ed on this. If you put Joe Hendry in as a Royal Rumble selection, I think there's a better chance to get him over than just throwing him out on Monday Night Raw, personally.
And it seems like he's the kind of guy that could benefit from a couple of those intro video packages that they like to introduce people for, like the old, Razor Ramon ones where he's walking around with the toothpick. Yeah, some of those were the best ones, or the Mr. Perfect throwing the football and then running and catching it and all that kind of stuff. He needs one of those, I think.
Oh, that would be great. I miss those things. Those were fantastic back in the day. It's why I cared about a lot of those guys, because they had those dumb little things. I mean, they're not even dumb. It was a short little thing that gave purpose to their character and made you pay attention to them. And it didn't take away from what they were going to get done in a professional wrestling ring.
And it was kind of like the ones that were good, the wrestler got over it, but the intro vignettes that were bad, they didn't get over. Like people judged them on their videos. Do you remember the one? I'm Carlito and I'm cool, spitting out the apple and all that, like hilarious shit.
Yeah. Oh, great. And one, I don't know if anybody remembers, but Sean O'Hare had some very, very unique promos that he was doing when he was going to be coming into the WWE. And I almost feel like that character was years beyond its time at that particular point in time. I really think that Sean O'Hare could have made a larger impact had he been with us a lot longer and stuff like that. I think that he had that ability, and those promos that they were cutting about him basically saying, do these chaotic things and all this kind of stuff. I liked it. I thought those were intriguing promos that he was cutting.
No, same. They could have got a lot more mileage out of Sean O'Hare, just even based on his look. He was Batista before Batista. The guy that looks like that doesn't have to be the best wrestler in the world. You can push that guy to the moon. Swear they could have done something big with him. And they had O'Hare managed by Roddy Piper. Do you remember Piper helping him with his promos and cutting some verbal razors on people, and it just, I don't know, it never seemed like O'Hare was completely comfortable in pro wrestling. I don't know what the deal was, but
Bobby saying Hammerstone should be in the Royal Rumble match too. Yeah, the Dubs got a lot of people though, so I don't think you can just put too many TNA people into the Royal Rumble match itself without overcrowding it. And then again, if you're going to give a moment to somebody like Joe Hendry, I think that would take away any momentum that somebody like Hammerstone would have with debuting in a Royal Rumble matchup itself. I think that Hammerstone still needs to develop in TNA even before they start throwing him over to the NXT side of things, or somebody from NXT has to come over and cross paths with Hammerstone to build something there before they even start getting that introduction. As much as we love Hammerstone, and we do, but Bobby, Pop Smokes, myself, and a lot of the people that follow us, he's not universally known at all. And that's not a knock to Hammerstone yet. He's not quite there. He's not quite there, is my opinion.
I still like Bobby's idea, though, in the same way that we were just talking about presentation. And in the Royal Rumble is all about small dramatic moments. And can you imagine some babyface has been worked over for a while, and then he eliminates a guy and he's alone in the ring, and everybody's just thinking, oh boy, who's the next guy to come up for him? And it's Hammerstone with muscles on top of his muscles, and everybody like, oh my god, he's gonna kill our baby face. But yeah,
See,
no, I agree with you still, but I like where he's going with that idea. That would, just by appearance alone, having Alexander walk out there would be awesome.
See, if anything, I'd like to see Alexander Hammerstone be the one to step up. Ed took it right from me. This is exactly where I was going. I mean, because of Ed and Astrid's recommendation, I've been checking out the work of Obafemi, and I can understand why people like this dude. This is an interesting big man, Obafemi. And Hammer stepping to Obafemi, this is going to be a meat slapping fight. Like, this is going to be two big boys laying it into each other. That would be sweet. And if Hammerstone could get that big bastard Omafemi up for the Nightmare Pendulum, we've seen him do that to some big boys before. Mods Kruger comes to mind on that one. Holy shit, would that smash Hammer over with that audience if they saw him do the Nightmare Pendulum to Obafemi?
That's a hell of a thought. And imagine what would happen if he did that. That would be their next big viral moment for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's exactly what you need to do to get any momentum in Hammerstone's way, is to show off just how much of a freak amount of strength that man possesses. And you do that by having him go against your biggest, toughest guy who seemingly can't be overpowered. People have tried to outperform him with speed and with agility and stuff like that, but they haven't had a sizable guy step in his face and say, it's my turn. And Hammer is that guy. Hammer is the right guy for that. And I love that Ed's thinking that direction. It's exactly what I started thinking. I think Hammer's introduction in NXT to step up to Obafemi is the right crowd for it and everything. And then Ed saying Oba putting Hammerstone up for the pop-up powerbomb. Oh yeah. Yeah, that again. That 100%. I'm popping for it and I haven't even actually witnessed it yet. So yeah, I'm down for it. I'd love to see Obafemi versus Alexander Hammerstone.
Good stuff. And as big as Hammerstone in it is, and the kind of bumps he can deliver on people, imagine the bumps he could take with another huge guy like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like, and Ed has said it many times before. Obafemi to the NXT is what they wanted Omos to be in terms of a big guy in their company. Only he can move and wrestle a lot better than Omos. And, sorry to Omos, but you're just not there, bud. And this guy who isn't even he's pretty green when it comes down to his years of experience. But you can tell already why they saw potential in him and why they're pushing him to the moon right now, because this is the big guy that they have needed already for their company. Bobby says, take my money for this match. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the big guy with charisma and everything like that is on his way up. Yes, he is super green. He is super green, but it's exactly like what we looked for when we saw guys coming in MLW and stuff like that, Pop Smoke, so that the Dub has found themselves somebody to really sink their teeth into here. They've got a big boy that can move and perform. He can talk. He's not quite 100% there yet, but you could tell that as he works it, as he becomes more comfortable and that experience sets in, Obafemi is going to be one of the more talked about performers in the upcoming years.
That's awesome. And I mean, you can come in green and all that, but how green do you remain when you spend 8 or 10 hours with Shawn Michaels and all the famous trainers, and Dr. Tom Pritchard and all the other guys that work there, and all the agents and all everybody that teaches you all that? I'd like to see how that performance center works, because I'm sure they have to do various classes, so to speak, in ring work and microphone work and being on TV and cameras and this and that. It's kind of neat the way that whole thing's done, but that's what NXT's there for. And if they spot talent, and they got a lot of guys that know how to spot talent, they're going to polish you up, and that's the perfect place for it. Not only getting you ready, they're not trying to get you ready to do hour-long Broadway scientific matches. They're trying to get you ready for TV. That's it. They want to start. They've invested money in that wrestler. They want to start making some money with the guy now. So that's the NXT works perfectly like that, taking the place of OVW and the other developmental territories that they've had in the past.
Yeah. Ed saying HBK teaches his skull sessions with talent that is on the verge of being called up as well too. And there's a lot of little video documentaries and stuff, and even the Roku channel had a whole show that they produced where they actually went out to find athletes from different sports and everything like that to do trials and everything, and watching them take bumps for the first time and go through some of the cardio training and stuff like that. And you see some top athletes out there, and just you can tell they're not cut for it. And they're not cut for it because the conditioning, it's a different style of conditioning. It's different to what they're used to with the sport that they're known for. They're definitely athletic. They're definitely in shape people, but wrestling is a whole different ball game altogether kind of thing. And you have to be prepared to be able to do it and keep fighting. And that's what they want. They show you, they want those people that are trying hard all the time, and they see the potential, they see the development, and they do it. They do, different times where they're doing promo stuff and everything like that. And now they want you to step outside of your comfort zone and do these different types of promos so that they can see that there's somebody there to work with, right? I mean, that's what they're essentially looking for. Is there's something that we can start working with to teach wrestling? They can teach anybody how to do the basics of professional wrestling, but they can't teach you how to have the it factor.
Yeah, that's really interesting too. And in terms of getting to learn ring work and all that, we've heard a few MMA influenced people that came to pro wrestling, Ronda Rousey being one of them, saying that the pro wrestling style is difficult to learn, because not only is it something new and something different to learn, but you have to forget a bunch of the stuff you learned in martial arts You don't fall like that ever. You know what I mean? You don't
No.
ever fall flat on your back. It's a real bad idea in shoot fighting or martial arts fighting. You don't ever let the opponent just grab you by the wrists and pull you, all that stuff. So you've spent years training at MMA, shoot fighting of some sort. Now you've got to unlearn all that stuff. You got to say, no, they get to grab my wrist. No, I'll let them take a position right on my chest when I'm lying on my back in the ring and just let them lie on there. All that stuff, and including bumping as well. Like, yeah, like I say, you're never supposed to fall like that ever in martial arts fighting, whether you got knocked down for real or not. So it's a whole new instinctual learning that you have to like override your previous training with. And some of them didn't like the way now I'm used to pro wrestling. I try and have another real fight and I'm flat back bumping and shit. Yeah, it screws with your brain sometimes.
And it becomes natural because here's the funny story. I go out walking with the wife, and in the middle of winter, the ice is there. And I don't know if you've done this too, Papa Smokes, but all of a sudden you start feeling the feet go out from under you from the ice. And next thing you know, instinctively, what are you doing? You're just flat back bumping, tucking the chin, slapping the ground. So you're attacking the ground and landing on the upper part of your back naturally, to the point where people are like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'm okay." Thing of it becomes such a natural instinct to do that it's like, all right, well, bumping in so many ways has actually been better in that case for me, because I probably picked up less injuries than I would have had I just slipped on the ice and found out what it does to land on your head or not tuck your chin in that situation.
Yeah, that way when you slip on the ice, it sounds good, right? Too. You need that whap.
Oh
So
yeah.
you pop the audience a little bit if anybody's watching.
Yeah, then I can really pour it on after that, make somebody have to make me a warm cocoa and a nice bowl of soup or something like that to make up for it. Or, then just an excuse to take my painkillers or anything of that sort. All right, but we are coming up to the top of the hour here, Papa Smokes. We're going to make way right now here for our good friends over the Honor Ramble. Kyle Sparks, Auntie Collins are going to be joined by Kimmy Soko, or as I call her, Kimmy Soko Lay, now over on the Honor Ramble here tonight, talking about all things a Ring of Honor. So make sure that when you head on over to see them, you let them know that Bobby Munson and Papa Smokes sent you over that way. But if you want to reach out to Papa Smokes and talk to him about pro wrestling, it just cost me a whole lot more up in this thing, because the most expensive ticker in the world is down there below. Papa Smokes is going to tell you where to find them.
All right, check out the ticker. You can find Papa Smokes at Elon Musk's Free Speech Wonderland, also known as Twitter. I'm at smokes_Papa. You can also find me on Twitch at Papa_Smokes_.
That's where you can find Papa Smokes. As for myself, over in the X, it's Real Bobby Munson. Instagram and Threads, Video Bro SK. And over on my personal Twitch is that Video Bro_Bobby Munson. I will be back again this Sunday, joined by Mark Robson, as we are talking about the start to the Premier League season in the world of English football. We are going to also be having our English Premier League prediction day. So we're going to take all 20 teams. We're going to ask the live viewing audience, and also Mark and myself are going to try to predict where each of the teams is going to finish at the end of the season, so that we can revisit that at the end of the season. So make sure you join us here for that. You can find myself and Papa Smokes calling all the shots at Prairie Pro Wrestling every Saturday afternoon. Prairie Pro Wrestling over on the YouTube side. Make sure to subscribe there. And then, of course, you can always find me here at OLE, where you can find me doing music reactions. You can find me doing movie reviews, album reviews, all that sorts of stuff. You can check that out on our local establishment's YouTube channel, where you can go ahead, click the subscribe button, the notification bell, and give us a thumbs up, because we really appreciate it, and it really helps us get to the levels that we want to get to. So thank you, everybody, for the love and support. That's going to be it for myself and for Papa Smokes. And until next week, when we take you on a trip through the territories, take care, and we'll see you soon.